Welcome to Jerry's Fish Room.
All right, guys, welcome back to Jerry's Fish Room. I am so glad that you could join me this week. Sorry it's been a couple weeks since the last video. If most of you haven't heard by now, we had a little bit of a visit from a gentleman named Ian. And he wreaked some pretty hard havoc down, especially on Southwest Florida. The eye came through pretty close to where we were. Fortunately for us, it was really only either a low-end Cat 1 or a higher-end tropical storm by the time it hit us. And so we kind of made it through okay. We are so fortunate. Just wanted to kind of touch base and just give a quick video just to talk a little bit about what I did to prepare and to get ready for the storm. And for most of you, these same principles work. It's not just hurricanes, but you get your snowstorms and your power outages and just weather in general as it affects the fish keeper. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did to get ready, as well as just some other tips and tricks that things that we got to prepare for the storm. So I'm going to take us through and show us a little footage of that. As you can tell, my Africans are chilling out behind. We're going to end the video with just a quick sneak peek at the new 180-gallon tank. It is been delivered. It is here and it is in the house, and we are starting that process, going through and getting it ready. So with that being said, let's go check out a few things on what I did to get hurricane ready. All right, guys. So of course, I have big tanks, as many of you guys know. We have a couple of 120, 125, 180. I've got some 55s, but preparation is similar for all. As you can tell, and we talked a little bit about this, this is the 120 African tank. What I have underneath of here is I have two canister filters down below in here. One of them is an FX4, another one is a Sun. But I always, or have been, and probably will continue to always run an air stone in here, just because just out of being safe and secure. I also have, if you can tell, it's kind of hard to see with the lights in there, but there's a wave maker as well. I just like to create a lot of surface agitation. And one of the key things is with the storms and losing power is you lose the ability with no power to create the surface agitation. Here in Florida, I'm not so much worried about heat. In other places in the country, further up north, heat is absolutely a necessity. So for those of you that live up north, one of the things that you'll want to make sure you do is have some power or do something you can do for your heat, keeping your water at warmer temperatures. Again, here in Florida, it's not a big deal. We're constantly in the 80s. During hurricane season, we'll be in the mid to upper 80s. So, my house temperature stays at around 75. So not so much concerned about water temp here as much as I am my aeration. So some of the things that I did, or the first thing I did was I went out and got me these air pumps. Now I got these air pumps off of Amazon, and yeah, Ben, if you're out there, I used your channel link to get these, so you give your channel a little credit. But these are USB battery-powered air pumps, rechargeable. I got these specifically because I used to have the battery air pumps that took like the C's or the D's, and while they do very, very good, and they're a lot cheaper than these guys, again, are rechargeable. Reading on them, one of the things I love about these is they will last up to 30 hours because they actually have a mode where it turns on and turns off every like 10 or 15 seconds. So it doesn't have to run constantly. However, fortunate for me, I didn't lose power. but I probably would have run them constant, and you're probably going to get maybe 18 hours out of these air pumps. And again, then them being rechargeable, you could take your air pump off probably for half an hour or so, and your larger fish will be okay. So it gives you time to keep a charge on them. One of the ways I anticipated on doing a charge was in my truck. My truck has USB ports, so I could plug them in and recharge them there. I wanted to also talk a little bit about what comes in with this air pump. You got a healthy length of air line, probably about it's close to 6 feet of air line that comes with it. They gave you in here. They give you 4 decent sized air stones and a couple of I don't know what you call them. Check valves, air check valves. That way, if your air pump is a little bit lower than the tank water, and it does siphon a little bit, it won't siphon out and get on your floor. And then, of course, it comes with a charger that does pretty well. These guys were around $24 an air pump. So it wasn't bad. So I put $100 out there and got these, and then I've got one of them still set up. I take you over here, and so basically you can tell there was enough airline here that I was able to just cut one in half and put the 2 air stones on it, which you might be able to see that one right back there. And simply took about they say charge it for 6 hours the first time. I'm not sure how long it's going to run, but it's very simple. You just place your hand or your finger there for 2 seconds, and it's on consistently. Then you see the little blue light comes on. That put it in the cycle mode, or the running of every 10 seconds. And as you can tell, you can see in the back how the fish are trying to block it right now. There is some air coming off of there, but it runs like for 10 seconds and then turns off for 10 seconds. So these are the ones that I bought, and they seem pretty cool. So what I haven't done, and I may do later, is go ahead and just run them and see how long they run without charging. Every 10 in the 10-second mode, and then I'll recharge it, and then I'll run it constantly, and then maybe I'll report back to you on this. All right, guys, so we're out here in my garage. This is my primary investment for long-term use to create a situation of power. The intent here is this is basically a 5,000 watt generator, and so it does have the capability of being able to handle the lamps, the lights, the filters, much of everything I need just to kind of keep through the power outage. But this has the ability, this is a gas generator, to be able to keep power on, and I'm able to run extension cords from the outside into the house to like a central point, and then I've got some here, actually, let me grab one of these. This is kind of a cool thing. Bring a main extension cord into the house, and then I got 5 ports here that I can basically branch off to each of my tanks and keep power going. Now, one of the things, because I don't need heat down here, Florida, again, like I said, temps are in good shape. The only thing I'm really concerned about keeping powered for myself is my filters and any aeration equipment, whether it's a wave maker or whether it's a air pumps and so forth. So again, fortunately for me, and as you can tell, I've got extension cords upon extension cords upon extension cords, all ready to go in case the need arose. And again, fortunately for me, I only lost power for about 10 or 15 minutes and didn't have to really get in and get rocking with that thing. But we were able to go ahead and be prepared. And of course, naturally, as you can tell, we got plenty of gas. Each one of these are filled up, so, and the tank in here is filled up with 5 gallons. So I've got about 25 gallons worth of gas, which would give me probably, I think you get about 6 hours or so, 8 hours or something out of a 5-gallon tank. So, you know, I probably would get about 2-3 days tops. I've not had to run this again. You know, I came out here on Saturday before the storm, pulled all this out because I bought this about 2 years ago for a storm that we never got. Pulled it out. Again, highly recommend do not keep fuel in your generator. If you fill it up, get ready for whatever storm or season that you have, and you do not use it, you know, you can let it sit there for a few weeks, but I would recommend that you go ahead and get a siphon, just like we would siphon our tanks, and siphon that fuel out of there. Leave that tank dry that way, because gas will ultimately go bad, and it does go bad a lot quicker now that it's the ethanol is in the fuel rather than just pure gasoline. But again, this would have took care of me, and then all I would have had to do was just maintain fuel, and you know, it's a healthy investment. I think a couple years ago I paid about $600 or $700 for this bad boy, and but it's doing the job. Would have done the job. Fortunately, good Lord watching over me here, I did not have to utilize it. But again, it's always good to have. And then sometimes, in case your friends get without power or whatever, you know, most of my friends with people that I knew, they all survived without losing power very long. But if you got any lengthy time, you know, you could always loan it to one of your friends to help out as well. So this is kind of the main power source that I took care of. And let's go take a look at the sneak peek that I promised y'all at the end of this video. All right, guys, so here is the sneak peek I promised you of the 180-gallon tank. Actually got this in about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks now. I had a couple of friends, and I'll put it in the video of when I put all the setup stuff together of how we got it in here, but it was pretty simple, actually. Not as heavy as I anticipated. I scheduled myself and 3 other guys, but literally with 2 suction cups on each end, we were able to get this bad boy in here without a problem. I bought a couple of furniture dollies that were rated for 900 pounds each. So all we had to do was lift it off the pallet, put it on the furniture dollies, wheel it in here. The night before, I brought the stand in on the same furniture dollies by myself, which made it very, very simple. And then just 2 guys just hoisted it right up there, and this is where we're set. So the next step for me, I got a couple things to do. Is I got to cut some holes in the back. It comes with a completely solid back. So I'm going to cut probably 4 little 3x3 holes in the back so that I can get my filter hoses out, get an extension cord in so I can put a power strip into the bottom of it. And I have my JCMP lights are ordered and waiting for them to come in. So this will ultimately have 2 FX4s on it, as well as it will have a 500-watt heater, which I'll show you guys later. And then, and I'll probably put a backup heater in it later. But again, like I said earlier in the video with the storm, talking about the storm and stuff, heat's not a huge issue for us down here. So it's more or less just to kind of keep things topped off as far as temperature-wise and keep it more consistent so it doesn't fluctuate. So I've got that 500-watt heater. The plan is that I will be pulling substrate out of the South American tank because it is aragonite, a black and white mix aragonite. I'll be bringing that out here. And I'm going to replace the South American substrate with a pool filter sand because that's where my geos are. Love to give them something a little bit finer grain to sift through than the aragonite. So we'll move that aragonite out here. I'll have the two FX4s, which will already be seasoned. I'll throw some Fritzheim 7 in it, and this tank will be ready to rock and roll. The fish should go right in, straight away, no issues. So next step for me, outside of cutting the holes in the back, is putting my Velomex on the back of it, and then, like I said, just kind of chilling and hoping to get my JCMP lights here pretty soon. So this will be up and running in the next couple weeks. All right, guys, so I thought I'd just come in to the fish room here in front of my 120 South American tank, and this is where wanted to end the video. I actually caught myself, I don't say caught myself, it was kind of a cool thing. A couple nights ago, with the stress of the hurricane and everything, Ben's video talked about reasons for fish keeping, and I found myself coming in here about 2 nights ago when I had lights and everything on, and literally was just staring into my tanks. I think I spent the most time, for some reason, in front of my guppy tank, just staring at it for about 20 minutes, just looking at, trying to see. There's a ton of young fry, trying to determine what the colors were, and just actually really truly got lost in the tank itself, and just kind of melted away any of the stress that came along with the storm, or just even the stress of life. So guys, that pretty much wraps us up for this video. Maybe it's a little longer than I expected or wanted it to be, but I wanted to drop a quick shout out to all you guys. I appreciate, even some of you subscribers have reached out to me to check on me to see how things went. Very appreciative of that, and it's one of the other benefits about keeping fish, is that while we don't always get to meet our friends, we do have, we are lucky to get and have friends through this thing that we call fish keeping, and sharing it on YouTube. So guys, I appreciate all of the support. If you're looking for some good fish, by the way, my channel sponsor, Consolidated Fish Farms, they made it through the storm okay. They were actually over on the west coast of Florida. It came in south of them, so they avoided a lot of the craziness. But if you're looking for some good fish, and I do have some more fish coming in from him, we'll do a video on, and I've got some fish in here that I'll shoot some videos on that I've gotten from him. If you're interested, check out the link in the video. Use Jerry's Fish Room at checkout. He'll give you a 10% discount, and just go enjoy them. But guys, until the next video, till next week, you know what's coming next. That's right. Keep loving the fish.